Slendytubbies is back, baby! Well, sort of. If you've spent any amount of time on this channel before, you know that Slendytubbies and I have a bit of history together. The video of me playing through this series is still my most viewed video by far, and it's what pretty much kickstarted my channel. Now, I don't know how I missed this, but recently, a new Slendytubbies game released called Slendytubbies 0, and I only found out about it when you guys started leaving comments asking me to make a video on it. So I got all hyped up. I was like, no way, ZeoWorks made a new Slendytubbies game after all these years? That's awesome. But when I went to go download it, I realized that it wasn't actually made by ZeoWorks. And to be honest, I was a little disappointed. But I ended up downloading it anyway, just to see what all the hype was about, and boy, was my initial reaction unjustified, because this game is actually really good, and it's rare to see this high of a production quality in a fan game. In case you missed it as well, Slendytubbies 0 is a fan game made by Host Game Studio, and is basically a complete reimagining of the events of the first game. It also brings back some old familiar faces, such as the Guardian Teletubby, who we played as in the original games, and of course our new protagonist, Ron, baby! Woo! Yeah, those of you who've played the original games or watched my first Slendytubbies video might remember Ron as the poor beaten up Teletubby you briefly talked to in the third game, only to get chainsawed to death by Dipsy mere moments later. Now, I think we can all agree that this was an incredibly tragic and traumatizing event, and that he deserved a better fate. So I'm very glad to see my boy Ron still alive and kicking in this game. Anyway, the game looks incredible, and I'm very excited to play it. So without wasting any more time, let's give you guys what you asked for, and jump right into Slendytubbies 0. The game starts off with Ron ordering someone to open up a door, but upon getting no response, he busts it down and enters a room that appears to be some sort of bunker or hideout. Ron is looking for his partner, named White, who based on his character model is without a doubt supposed to be the original Guardian Teletubby. We search the room for a bit, but White is nowhere to be found. Looking at his computer, we find several emails from a company named Coat, the company Ron and White work for. They're claiming that White has not been fulfilling his duties as a Guardian and are demanding answers, but White has never responded to any of these emails. We also find his diary, which has a page in it that suggests something has gone horribly wrong and that he has taken shelter in a nearby cave. Upon finding this out, we leave the bunker in an attempt to find White and figure out what exactly went wrong here. Coming out of the bunker, we arrive in the mainland with a flashlight in hand and a scrapbook which shows us our current objectives and also contains a very helpful map. We also have a camera, but we won't be needing that for now. After walking around the mainland for a bit, we come across the Tubby Dome. Making our way inside, we find Dipsy's severed head and Nunu performing donuts around his corpse. I tried to tell him how incredibly disrespectful that was, but he really didn't want to listen and just continued what he was doing. So I eventually gave up and decided to leave, as I wanted absolutely no part in the desecration of Dipsy's corpse. I then came across a bunny stuck in a bear trap and realized I could pick it up, and upon doing so, Ron said something very disturbing. Holding a dead bunny in his hand, Ron said, and I quote, "Okay, if I put it in..."
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
Luckily though, I quickly found out that what he actually meant was that we should put the bunny into Dipsy's corpse, which is somehow way less disturbing than what I originally thought. For some reason, this calmed Nunu down, which allowed us to grab a note off of him.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
After collecting the note, we make our way outside again, where we have our first encounter with the new monster of this game. Oh. Okay. Well, that was ominous. So I guess we'll just follow the path. I mean, I could look at the map, but I just want to explore on my own a little bit. Yo, get the fuck, dude, run! I pressed the wrong button. Dude, get the fuck, dude, run! Go! Dude, go. He's still following me, go! Dude, run! Oh, the music stopped. He's gone. Yo, that actually kind of startled me a little bit, not gonna lie. Yeah, as you probably remember, in the original games, eating a Tubby custard would turn a Teletubby into a freaky mutant creature. But in this game, it basically just turns them into a zombie, which isn't half as interesting as the variety of monsters in the original games, but I guess they're going for more of a grounded take on the story without too much of the goofiness the original games had, and I'd say it works for the tone that this game is going for. Anyway, after escaping, we continue exploring and come across Poe's scooter. And after realizing that I'm able to move the thing, I spent the next 2 minutes pushing it around before coming across a playground, in which we find what is probably the most terrifying thing that we'll encounter in this entire playthrough. The lion. Yeah, so in case you don't know, this lion appeared in an old episode of the Teletubbies, which got banned from TV because parents started complaining that it scared their children.
I am the scary lion with big scary teeth.
Okay.
And now he's just hanging out here in this playground, following us around with his eyes when we move, which I don't like at all. So we do the only sensible thing we can do and push his creepy furry ass into the ocean.
Bye bye. Tata. Goodbye. Gaya.
Here on this beach, we also find another note lying next to Lala's body. We pick it up and have our second encounter with Tinky Winky, but we're once again able to escape and continue exploring. After some more walking around, we come across a storage basement with a broken fuse box. Ron says that he can fix it with some spare parts from inside the basement, but that he first needs to get the key, which is back at the hideout. So we continue on for now. Eventually, we find the cave in which White is supposedly hiding, and see a big red emergency door upon entering it. We knock on the door, telling White that we found him, and ask him why he broke the fuse box, but the only thing he tells us is to go away.
The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
A bit further up into the cave, we find another note hanging next to this strange cave painting. Surprisingly, Tinky Winky doesn't attack us after collecting it this time, so we're free to make our way out of the cave and finish up our last objective, search the loop. Now there is no area on the map called the loop, but there is this part where the path goes in the loop, so I figured that's probably where they want us to go. On our way over there, we come across Lala's ball, which made my primitive monkey brain come up with a genius idea. I pushed the ball all the way over to the Tubby Dome with the intention of throwing it down the slide. Only when I finally got the damn thing up there, which wasn't easy mind you, I saw that the hatch to the slide was closed, making the last 5 minutes nothing more than a complete waste of my time. Worst game ever. 0 out of 10. After that, we finally find our last note, which is attached to a tree that has a very strange ornament hanging from it. I've never seen it before, but maybe it's some kind of holiday tradition in Teletubby culture, I don't know. We collect the final note and are once again attacked by Tinky Winky. Only this time, he just decides to teleport right in front of us while we're running away, which unfortunately gets us killed.
Why you bully me?
Now I figured that it probably didn't count the last note, and worst case scenario I'd have to redo the last objective. Only when I respawned and opened the scrapbook, I saw that I had to redo literally everything we just did. So after redoing that whole section, we make our way back to the hideout and contact Code, who tell us that they've sent some agents our way, and that if White somehow escapes punishment for what happened, which considering the situation means he probably fucking died, responsibility will be passed on to us. Apparently, the habit of corporate assholes shifting blame to the most convenient underling isn't just a human problem, but affects Teletubbies as well. Using the notes that we just collected, we figure out the code needed to unlock the drawer of White's desk, which contains the key to the storage basement. We unlock it, grab the key, and try to make our way over to the basement. As soon as we leave the bunker, however, we get sucker punched by Tinky Winky, who then steals the key from us and teleports away like the coward that he is.
Baba Booey.
So now we have to somehow find a way to get the key back from this axe-wielding maniac, preferably without getting killed. Luckily for us, Tinky Winky has set up a bunch of bear traps all over the map, some of which we can pick up and use for ourselves. So we set up one of these bear traps, wait for Tinky Winky to come and attack us, lure him into the trap, teabag the ever-living shit out of this purple pleb, yoink the key from his neck, and quickly make our way to the basement. Once inside, we make our way down this ridiculously long flight of stairs and run into this strange shadow figure.
What is that?
Now I was kind of confused as to what to do here at first because running into it just results in a jump scare. But after trying that a couple of times, I saw that the camera icon started flashing. So I pulled it out and tried getting past it again, but was still unable to. Luckily, I eventually figured out that if you left click while holding the camera, it switches to night vision. And if you look at the figure while night vision is activated, it somehow disappears. I guess he's just camera shy or something, I don't know. We continue walking and make our way through this giant room where there's just a bunch of pallets and crates floating around for some reason, before eventually running into a couple more of these shadow figures. These ones aren't as camera shy as the first one though, so we just avoid them. We then stumble upon a yummy tubby custard staring us right in the face, tempting us with its pink gooey deliciousness. But I didn't really have much of an appetite, considering I was being stared at by a bunch of shadow creatures. So we just walk past it for now. We then run into another one of these figures, but this time as we activate our night vision, we can see that the figure is actually Poe. So I guess the camera shy ones are supposed to be Poe, and the other ones are just some random unfortunate souls, forever trapped in this basement like a bunch of Discord mods. We make our way down the hallway before running into another one of these shadows that we can't get past. So we turn around and eat the custard anyway, as that's really our only option, which then teleports us into another hallway. I guess Poe didn't like the fact that we ate her custard, because we then get put into a chase sequence where we have to try not to get caught by Poe while simultaneously getting rid of any shadow creatures blocking our way.
Sweetest Hootie, I'm coming for that booty.
After successfully avoiding Poe, we make our way into another room where we find Lala sitting next to a tubby custard. We try to approach her very carefully, but quickly find out she's not hostile. She just stares at you, very intently, with those hollow-ass eye sockets. But now we're in a bit of a pickle here, because swimming around in the custard in front of her are the spare parts we need to fix the fuse box. And I was pretty sure that picking them up was gonna piss her off. So instead we look around some more to see if there's anything else in here, and come across another bunny. We pick it up, walk back over to Lala, and give her the bunny. Now I was pretty sure that she was gonna eat it or do something else messed up to it, but instead she just very gently picked it up, hugged it, and then said thank you. Now that's just depressing, really. We then pick up the spare parts, make our way back to the hideout to assemble the spare parts, then make our way back to the basement entrance again to fix the fuse box, and right after we're done repairing it, we get jumped by Tinky Winky, who completely knocks us out this time. When we wake up, we find ourselves tied up in the Tubby Dome across from our friend White. Unfortunately, Tinky Winky was able to get to him before we were, and stole his hat, and his face. Okay, seriously? This game needs to put some respect on my boy White, okay? I mean, this is the damn Guardian Teletubby we're talking about here. The same guy who in the original games fought a giant robot mech suit and a four-legged fireball-spitting pole mutant with nothing but a chainsaw and won. And he did it all while having the biggest shit-eating grin on his face as well. This guy was literally smiling in the face of death throughout the entire game. He was a fucking unstoppable force of nature. And now you're telling me that that same guy now got his face chewed off by zombie Tinky Winky off screen while he was hiding in a cave? Talk about character assassination, man. Tinky then shoves our face into a tubby custard, which I guess puts us into some kind of hallucination where we play red light, green light with these giant spinning eyes in the sky.
What the fuck are you looking at?
When we wake up again, we find ourselves back at the hideout, where there's now some asshole sitting in my chair for some reason. Even though he didn't have a face anymore, I couldn't help but notice that he kinda looked like us. But as far as I know, we're still playing as Ron, so I guess this is just some random dude, or Ron is hallucinating or something, I don't know. Whoever he is though, I think he kinda deserved what happened to him for sitting in my chair. We leave the hideout again and run into another custard. We pick it up and get the objective of finding 7 more. This is basically just the classic Slendytubbies concept where you have to collect 8 custards without dying, except with all the new mechanics of this game. Tinky Winky will once again attack us at random as we're trying to collect the custards. The custards will sometimes also be guarded by either Lala or Poe. If Poe is guarding a custard, you can just pull out your camera again to make her go away. Not really a big deal. Lala, on the other hand, is an annoying little shit. Hold on. Why are there 2 Lalas? If Lala is guarding one of the custards, you have to go find a bunny somewhere on the map, bring it all the way back with you, and give it to her, which then allows you to grab the custard. Now, it's not like there's only one bunny on the map or anything, there are multiple, but you won't always know where they are, as the locations of the bunnies are random. And having to look for bunnies on top of the actual custards themselves can get pretty annoying. Now, it's important to note that you can't technically pick up the custards anyway, even if they're being guarded by Lala or Poe, but this will deal quite a significant amount of damage, which you can't really afford because Tinky Winky is absolutely ruthless during this portion of the game. He's not playing around anymore.
No. Wait.
He'll often distort your screen or teleport right in front of you as you're trying to run away, sometimes already in the middle of his attack animation, making it almost impossible to consistently dodge his attacks. Now you can take 4 hits from Tinky Winky before dying, assuming you don't step in any bear traps or take damage from Lala or Poe. And even though that may sound like quite a lot, it really isn't with how often he attacks. I was stuck at this section of the game for well over an hour, and I just couldn't beat it, no matter how hard I tried. I honestly considered giving up a couple of times, especially since every time you do die, the game gives you very helpful tips such as quickly turn around and run to avoid incoming attacks. Yeah, thank you, game, for that incredibly helpful piece of advice. How do you expect me to do that though when he keeps spawning right in front of my nuts already in the middle of his damn attack animation? Who do you think I am? The Flash? Fucking Sonic? Come on now. Fortunately though, I am widely known for my incredible amount of patience and perseverance, so I kept at it. And on my final attempt, I came across a groundbreaking discovery. So at several points throughout the map, you can find Dipsy's headless body just standing around doing nothing. And if you approach him, he will start to hold up his hand like you owe him money or something.
Give me your fucking money!
Now here's the thing, if you take a bunny to one of these Dipsies and give it to him, he will fully heal you. Fully! Where was this tip during the game over screen, huh? I legit beat this section first try after discovering this. It made everything so much easier. Now, to be honest, I don't know how I didn't figure this out sooner, but that's besides the point. It would have been nice if the game let you know you could do this one way or another. I mean, a simple message like Dipsy will heal you if you bring him some food during the game over screen would have been more than enough. Definitely would have been way more helpful than basically saying, you can beat the game by not dying. But anyway, after collecting the final custard, the game glitches out, and we once again wake up in the Tubby Dome and get our face shoved into a custard. This time, we wake up in some kind of void and have to keep making our way towards a glowing orb, while glitch effects become worse and worse. We eventually arrive at the Tubby Dome again and make our way inside by using the slide. Oh, so now it's open, huh? Once inside, we spot a huge shadow creature walking towards us. This time, however, we get to even the playing field as we find an axe laying around and pick it up. Now armed with our newly acquired axe, we have one final objective to complete: hunt down Tinky Winky.
It's be about time.
We then get to play through this really cool section where we now basically play as the killer and have to track down Tinky Winky as he's running across the map collecting custards.
You got me now. You got me now. Oh, you figured me out. You fucking nincomb fucking poop.
After striking him for a third and final time, we get this cutscene where Ron kills Tinky Winky, looks at his hands as his vision becomes red and blurry, and jumps on Tinky's body. We then get another cutscene of some code agents finally arriving at the mainland. One of the agents finds Ron's camera lying on the beach and picks it up. They make their way inside the Tubby Dome and find Ron kneeled over Tinky Winky's body. They look at him for a couple of seconds, but then he turns around and attacks them. The screen then goes to black, and the game ends. Wait, so you're telling me that Ron died again? And that wraps up the story mode of Slendytubbies 0. Like I said at the beginning, my expectations for this game weren't very high. I mean, I love the original Slendytubbies games, but the biggest thing that made those games so great for me is that they didn't take themselves seriously at all, and fully embraced the fact that a Teletubby horror game is just an incredibly goofy concept. So I just didn't think that a more grounded take on those games would really work, and I was kind of afraid that it would end up taking itself way too seriously, but I'm happy to say that that wasn't the case at all, and I really enjoyed my time with this game. I honestly think it's a good thing that they went a different direction with this game, and didn't just try to directly remake the originals, as this really helps set it apart from the original trilogy, and truly makes it its own thing. I truly hope they decide to make a sequel sometime in the future, and you best believe I'll be here for it if they ever do. If, however, you still prefer a more traditional Slendytubbies experience, well then this game's got you covered as well. After completing the main story, you unlock a new mode called Arcade Mode, which is basically just a final section of the main story again, where you had to collect 8 custards, but you can now make your own custom game out of it. You can choose the time of day and the number of custards there are to collect, but you can also select which enemies you want to appear on the map. Now, naturally, I was curious what would happen if you disabled all of the enemies. And of course, I was expecting there to just be no monsters at all, kind of like a practice mode or something. But that was not the case, and I was pleasantly surprised by what was there instead. Yo, hold on. There's something moving. Is that Tinky Winky from Slendytubbies 1? No way! Yo, why is he in here? What the? Oh, he has this scream and everything. What is going on? Why is he here? Where'd he go? Oh. Well, I am so confused right now. Why is he in here? I thought it turned off all of the monsters. Oh, is it because I turned off all of the monsters that, like, does he appear then? I am so confused right now. I did not expect that to happen. I thought I was alone. Look at him. Come give me a hug, buddy. I missed you. Come here. Yep, there we go. Feels like coming home, doesn't it? Coming home to a long lost friend. What the hell, man? Yup, that's right. If you disable all of the monsters, you can play arcade mode with Slendytubbies 1 Tinky Winky. I was not expecting him to make a return. A really cool Easter egg. But yeah, that's basically all there is to Slendytubbies 0. Big shout out to Host Game Studios for making this game. I will put a download link in the description of this video if you want to play it for yourself. And a thank you to all of you who recommended this game to me. I had a great time with it, and it was fun doing something Slendytubbies related again after 2 years. Anyway, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, then thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then you might enjoy some of my other videos as well, so be sure to check them out here. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already for more content like this in the future, and hopefully I will see you guys in a future video. But for now, I'm out. Later, people.